In this video, I will demonstrate how to configure the remote unit and the display unit by entering setup mode. First, I will explain how to set up the remote unit. To do this, press button A before the power on beep sound ends. This will bring up the setup menu. The first option in the menu is setup mode. The menu also includes two additional options, clear token and jump token. We have already discussed the clear token option in our previous video. The jump token option is useful in scenarios where, for example, you are currently at token number 60 and accidentally reset the token to 0. Instead of pressing the next token button 60 times to return to token 60, you can use the jump token option to directly set the token number back to 60. Now, select the setup mode option. You will then be prompted again with enter setup or go back. Press button D to enter setup. At this point, an IP address will be displayed on the LCD. Simultaneously, the remote will create a Wi-Fi hotspot named A Token Remote. Connect to this hotspot using the password AVToken123. Since this Wi-Fi hotspot does not provide internet access, your device may prompt you to keep connection. Choose the Keep Connection option. You should now see that your device is connected to the A Token Remote hotspot without internet access. The same steps can also be followed using a laptop or a Wi-Fi enabled desktop. Now, open any web browser on your phone. Here, we'll use Google Chrome. In the address bar, type 192.168.1.1, then press enter or the go button. The configuration page will now load. You can edit the parameters on this page as needed. Be sure to press the save button to save your changes permanently. To enlarge the view, I connected to the same hotspot, A Token Remote, and loaded the configuration page on my laptop. Let me explain in detail. Communication channel. You can select any communication channel from the list, 0 to 15. However, make sure you set the same channel for your display and any other remote devices if they are configured in network mode. My ID refers to the device ID. ID 0 is reserved for the master device. If you are using only a single remote unit, you must set it as the master. If you are connecting multiple remote units in the same network, only one device should be set to ID 0, master, and the others can be set to any ID from 1 to 7. Make sure, do not assign the same ID to multiple remote units. This will cause communication issues. Counter name. You can either set the counter name manually or let it be assigned automatically. If you choose auto, the system will name the counter based on the ID you set. ID 0 for counter A, ID 1 for counter B, ID 2 for counter C, and so on. You can also configure the clock displayed on the remote device to use either 24-hour or 12-hour format. Break topics. These are the break names displayed on the LCD when you press the Set Break button. You can rename them if needed. The maximum character limit is 12. Otherwise, the name cannot be displayed properly on the LCD. The following are master mode parameters: access point name, password, cloud username, cloud password, token interval, and web upload are applicable only when your remote device is configured as master. When configure device ID not as 0, then do not require these parameters to be set. You can leave them at their default values. Note: leaving a field blank will prevent the setup from being saved. If your remote is set as master and you need cloud functionality, you must configure these parameters. Access point name and password are your local Wi-Fi network's SSID and password. Make sure there are no spelling mistakes, otherwise, the device won't connect. Note: this device does not support 5G networks. It can connect only up to 4G. Cloud username, cloud password, and UID are required for web upload. These are provided upon purchasing the device. Please contact us to obtain them. Without valid server credentials, the remote will display an invalid user and token upload will fail. Token interval currently has no functional use. You can leave it unchanged. Web upload allows you to enable or disable token upload. If you only need internet-based time synchronization and not token upload, an option for that is also available. Load default. Restores factory default settings on the configuration page. Save. After changing any parameters, Press the Save button to store the configuration permanently. If the setup is saved successfully, a confirmation message will be displayed on the screen. Now I will demonstrate how to enter setup mode on the display. Switch off the display first. On the bottom side of the display, you will see a slot cut out, and 2 pins are projected inside that slot. Insert a jumper connector onto those 2 pins. If you don't have the connector, you can short the pins using a screwdriver. Switch on the display while the pins are shorted. The pins must be shorted at the time of power on. Only then will the device enter setup mode. When the device enters setup mode, it will generate a Wi-Fi hotspot named AV display, along with an LED indication. You can connect to the hotspot using the same method and password used during remote configuration. Password is AV token 123. I connected to the hotspot using my laptop and entered the IP address 192.168.1.1 in a web browser to load the configuration page. The configuration page is loaded now. As discussed in the remote setup, there are 16 communication channels available here as well. You need to select the same communication channel used for the remote unit. My ID, you need to select the same ID as your remote. If you set the display ID to 8, it will show updates from all remotes connected to the same communication channel. Counter name. You can select auto or enter a specific counter name, just like in the remote setup. Clock format. You can configure the clock to use either 12-hour or 24-hour. Following are scrolling messages displayed on screen. You can edit all messages as needed. Announcement volume. This controls the volume of token announcements. Adjustable from 0 to 10. You can adjust the message scrolling speed from 1 to 4. If you don't want to show the clock, a disable option is also available. Note, the clock will only display when the master remote is connected to the internet. Finally, press the Save button to save the setup permanently. Now you can restart the device for normal mode of operation. Don't forget to remove the jumper connector before restarting the device. This chart shows the essential settings required for different modes. We will provide the download link in the video description, and you can download it if needed. Thank you for watching.